Well guys, you're joining us here in the car, and it's not for the first time that me and Chloe over here have found ourselves out on an astronomy road trip, and this is no exception. So where we've just been, about half an hour away from home, been to look at a scope, a Meade LX200, 10-inch Schmidt Cassegrain basically, and great guy to buy it off, a nice chap named Paul. If you ever watched this, mate, it was a pleasure to meet you. And I just couldn't leave this one alone. I put out one to Dad recently on UK Astro Buy Sell and got quite a few replies, but this one stuck out as it was, you know, a great price and nearby too. So viewed it, got it, and I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to using it and sharing it all with you guys, what I can do with this kind of long focal length instrument. It's going to be a big change for me, having this in my scope arsenal, as I'm used to using fairly short stuff really, up to about 1200, 1500 mil, whereas this is natively 2540, so it's a long old focal length. It'd be great for using on planets, lunar and things like that, and it's just stuff I otherwise haven't been doing on the channel. I'd like to start maybe dabbling in it and see if you guys enjoy watching that kind of thing too. Anyway, we're going to head off back home now, and luckily, would you believe it, tonight could well be a clear sky. If it is, I'll try and get things set up and see what we're able to capture. Maybe as a first light session. I know Saturn is visible in the early morning sky for me now from my observatory. I can't quite get Jupiter yet as it's still obstructed by some trees, but a little bit later in the year for that one, I think. Anyway, we'll catch up with you back at home. Well guys, we're back safely home now, and would you believe it, it is indeed clear, and actually this was one of my easiest setups I've ever done, and I don't say that lightly. You know, I've had some luck in the past with telescopes where it's gone really, you know, largely without friction, but this really just took the Michael. It went extremely well. It took moments to get focused. I didn't have to touch collimation. It was actually perfect. The guy had left it completely done, and it survived the car journey no problem by the looks. And here I am already taking a photograph of M57, the Ring Nebula, and I'm blown away. You know, I'm just using tonight the Player One Neptune-C II camera, so I've had this one a long while, and basically for a bit there it's been relegated to guiding duties while I used the Uranus C in favour of it, but because I've effectively just got the RASA just down here out of camera shot, I want to leave that whole thing set up and ready to go at a moment's notice. Maybe when I get a new camera for the RASA, I'm looking at another Player One in the future. I might move that Uranus C over onto this telescope and get that slightly wider field of view, but I have to say, without the reducer, without anything, I don't know if I mentioned, but it did come with a Meade reducer, which I've seemingly misplaced for now. I'll find that in a moment. But yeah, it came with a reducer and everything, and I don't have that on right now. So this is f10 native, 2-second exposures, just being live stacked in sharp cap, and I have to say, it's looking like it could easily be my best M57 yet, just by accident. I'm impressed, and I'm really excited to see what this thing can do going on from here. So I'm going to take a little look, because there's a few parts that I need to buy for this thing. So the back, currently the visual back thing is like a 1.25 inch, and I'd like to attach T-threaded things at the very least, so I'll probably need some form of adapter for that to turn it from Schmidt Cassegrain threads into T-threads. So I'll have to have a look at that, and I may also put my ZWO autofocuser onto this scope too. I'm going to be getting rid of my 250 PDS anyway at this point, and the coma corrector, because I actually tried it on the mount just a few nights ago, and sorry about rambling on here, but I did try it, and the problem was it could collide with the roof of this place now, even when it's open. So in certain portions of the sky the tube is so long. Now I've made such a tall pier, it could effectively hit parts of the roof, so that was no good, and made me decide it's time to part with that and go for something shorter, and it couldn't have happened at a better time really, because this thing popped up. And here we are. Anyway, so I'm going to keep having fun with this thing and just enjoying my first light session. And I'll update you a little bit later on tonight, when hopefully I'm going to be able to have a little bit of a go at Saturn with any luck, as long as it stays clear anyway. Well guys, we've had a lot of cloud tonight, so it's not really been a perfect night to test things on, but it doesn't really matter because I've still managed to do everything really I wanted to do by this point. I'd just like to finish maybe in about 20 minutes or so by taking a photograph of Saturn as soon as it kind of swings just into view. It's currently hidden just behind a particularly tall tree in a small group of trees that I have to deal with. But anyway, I did in the end find out that reducer, and that's on the scope right now. So this is 3 minutes and 3 seconds that you're currently looking at. I think cloud is stopping me stack right now, but all the same, this was just above 3 minutes anyway with that reducer on, with 3 second exposures, just live stacking, and I think it's looking alright. It's clear that I've got the back focus completely wrong, and I knew that like going into this. I just wanted to, all the same, just put it on and test it for a few minutes. But aside from that, what I've been doing tonight is trying to figure out the right solution to go from having just a 1.25 inch kind of visual back on this scope to something a little bit more flexible for me, because I'd like to sometimes use it for visual, and other times I'd like to perhaps, you know, put my imaging rig on it. So I'm thinking this could be the solution, one of these bad click locks, and hopefully that'll enable me to quickly swap between two different setups kind of thing. If I leave them mostly intact, it'll reduce the amount of fiddle time that I have to deal with. So I think I'm going to order one of those, and the other thing I wanted to do is kind of figure out the EAF side of things, and I'm seeing a lot of conflicting stuff really online with that. So some people are saying just buy the Celestron kit because it fits the same. Other people are saying nah, that's not going to work. So I don't really know what to do at this point on that one. I might just order one and see if it looks like it's going to fit. Great. If not, I'll just have to make sure I don't damage anything and send it back, or maybe even use it just on my RASA down here if it fits the same. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead now and take off this reducer and go back to the kind of F10 setup and have a look and see if I can get ready to shoot Jupiter. Hopefully that'll make a really nice session, kind of first light for this, if I can get some planetary light down the end of the scope. Well, as you can hopefully see there on the screen, there it is, Saturn. I have to say this is pretty cool to actually just watch, even if I'm not trying to do anything right now. Amazingly, this is about the best focus I could achieve. It's you can clearly see some atmospheric dispersion happening there. There's like red on one side, green on the other, blue even below that. And Saturn's about 20 degrees up right now. Yeah, that's 10, 20, yeah, so it's 20 degrees elevated, and it's right above some houses. So not ideal, but all the same, I don't care. I'm having so much fun actually seeing this thing on the screen. I've currently got it on there with a really crappy non-ED 2x Barlow at the minute. So I'm going to make 2 captures, I think. I'll make one like this right now with this awful Barlow, and then I'll make one more at just prime focus, and I won't be surprised if that one was actually the better of the two. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that done right now before something happens and I can't make this capture. Well, just made that initial capture there. I chose 2000 frames at 11.7 milliseconds. I took off the Barlow, and now I'm sorry, I've probably been blinding you with that light. I'm now going to image again another 2000 frames with the exact same exposure time, but I'm just kind of dropping the gain to bring the brightness of the planet back to normal. So I don't want to kind of bias one way or the other, but I think this is already looking a lot better. I think some of that, what I thought was atmospheric dispersion, some of it was probably just this Barlow that I was using being achromatic, making the effect even worse. So I've just tried my best to kind of get it focused, and let's go ahead and capture another 2000 frames now. So saving all them at 85 frames a second in this little crop. So it shouldn't take long at all, I would imagine. And then I'll probably try it again and get another attempt at focusing and just see what I can do. Hopefully the seeing might clear up just a little bit before dawn starts to break. That'd be nice. But if not, all the same, I have got some data and I've got a first light on a planet with this, so that's just fantastic. Anyway, I think, guys, that's probably where I'm going to leave this video for now. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this one. Genuinely, my apologies for it being a little bit of a chaotic one, I guess, because there was absolutely no planning at all that went into this. I just thought, I'm getting a new scope and it's clear, why not share it with all you guys? I thought you might like to see it, or some of you. So with that said, anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have, then leave a thumbs up for me. It really does help me to grow my channel, and that's something I definitely want to do. So until next time, anyway, thank you all for your support, and look after yourselves and clear skies, guys.